Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm Alene. I'm a jewelry designer, and I have my studio here in Arizona. Now, today I want to talk to you about a new gem that I have discovered. It's called Grape Agate. Now, what I like about it, I'm going to show you a piece in the rough here, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more. But you can see, I mean, doesn't that just look like a cluster of grapes? It's called biotrodal, which basically, when I looked it up, meant cluster of grapes. So hello. Anyway, it's made up of, it's got silica in it, it's a lot of quartz, and it has some iron in it, which is what gives it actually the purple color. And depending on the amount of iron that's in it, depending on, where they've found it, obviously this has been in volcanic activity from ancient times. Depending on the particular vein they found it in, some will be deeper purple than others. But this is the overall look of what it is. This is just a raw piece of it. Oh gosh, it's so beautiful. Now here's the interesting thing. It was discovered in 2016, so it's a very, very new gem. Now obviously it was created thousands of years ago, maybe even millions of years ago, but it wasn't discovered until recently, and it was discovered in Indonesia, in Mamuju, which is a part of one of the islands. Now the interesting thing about that is it's an area that's very remote and you can only get to it on foot. So that being the case, you're not going to see as much of it around because it's harder to get to it so they can mine it. Now the other thing I discovered was that it's also found in Utah, and I've just seen a couple of references to this, and I don't have any more information about that as far as what parts of Utah it's in. I haven't seen any of the gems that have come from that area, so I really can't speak to that. The only things I have here are from Indonesia. So anyway, that gives you an idea. There really isn't any mythology for it yet, or any birthstone for it yet, because, well, it's only been discovered in 2016. They were trying to put it as one of the birthstones for Cancer or possibly Sagittarius. I don't know the reasoning on that, but to date that has not happened. So the only thing I really know about it, what has been kind of put forth since 2016, which is 9 years ago, is that it's said to shield us from negative energy, which I do like that, and it's supposed to help heighten our emotions. So if you're in a really great mood, it's going to make you even feel better, I guess. So I like that about it. So I'm going to show you a couple of the pieces and explain a little bit more about it. So let me pull this down. Oh, I'll show you my t-shirt first. My sister gave me this for my birthday. Cat Lives Matter. As you probably guess, we have a kitty. So anyway, let me pull this down here so you can see better. Trying to think there, that looks better. Now I'm going to show you I'll show you this first because it's going to try to fall off. This is a finished piece that I did, and as you can probably see, I really like to work with the rough. I just like the look of it because you really get the feel of the grapes and the clusters. And this one I designed it with moonstone. I tend to use moonstone a lot. It kind of blends with everything, but mainly it's because it's such a beautiful stone. So that's one of the pendants that's now available online. The back of it, just to give you an idea of what I do, is I try to add something to do with the spiral with it, because the sacred spiral is the very first collection that I ever designed. So I'm going to put this aside because it keeps falling off. Okay, now we can look at the rest of these. I wanted to show you the difference. Okay, you looked at one that was in the rough. This is also here, like you can see, in the rough. These two here. But then they can also design them or do the lapidary work so that it is, I guess you would call it flattened. So they flattened those clusters down. And I mean, that's a beautiful piece too. In fact, I really love this piece. And then depending on how much iron is in it, you might get something that's lighter colored like this. Each one of them is beautiful. It's just a matter of preference. I tend to like the rough. This is another pair that will be earrings at some point. And actually, here's a pair that I've finished that will give you a better idea, I think. They were both done the same way, and they've got that deeper, rich iron color to it, but then they've removed the bulbous parts of it. But gosh, the color is just amazing. Now I do have another one. Well, I'll show you this pair, because this will be a pair. But again, see the difference now, because this has got the what they call the ruff. Now they've flattened the back. This has just got a thing on it to keep them together. But they flattened the back so that it's easier to design with it, but left the front rough like that. So that kind of gives you an overview. This is the other piece that I finished. Now this again with the ruff. Okay, hello, I keep working on the ruff. But this one I did with rose quartz, which is kind of a pale, beautiful pink. And it's a stone of love. So I loved the combination of this. I think it really turned out beautifully. And then again, the back shows it with the sacred spiral. So that gives you an idea of what I'm doing. If you, let's see, I think if you like the video and you subscribe, that just helps. And also, I'm going to be doing a lot more videos on, actually a lot on gemstones. I will be doing some in the studio. I couldn't be in the studio today because we're still working on some things in there and it's a mess. So that's why I'm doing it here in another room. So anyway, I appreciate you following me, and if you go down below you will see some discounts. I have a new book out. You'll have discounts on that, and then there's also discounts on any jewelry that you decide to buy. So again, thank you so much for following me. I appreciate it. Bye.